in 1912, and welcome to our production of The Music Man.
We'd like to thank everyone who put in hard work and labor into the show to make it possible.
We'd also like to remind you that there will be no flash photography during the show. Also, we didn't have cell phones in 1912, and we don't want them in the audience either. So please silence your cell phones now. Also, if you have children that like to make noise, my own Winthrop doesn't talk much, but if your children are being fussy, please take them into the entryway.
During our 15-minute intermission, there will be snacks and beverages for purchase available in the lobby.
Finally, if you are part of the 1993 production of The Music Man here, Calvin Christian, we'd love for you to come up and join us during the finale. Please make your way over to the aisles during the curtain call, and our own Harold Hill will tell you when the time is right to come up and start singing.
Now, let's go to our Lord in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this evening. Thank you that tonight we can gather here, and thank you that we can have a wonderful night of entertainment. Please bless the actors' nerves and calm them so that they may be able to perform well and honor you. Please help everything that happens tonight to glorify and honor you in every way. In your name, amen.
Enjoy the show.
Station, stop!
You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
Board! All board! Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an Anvil salesman. Your firm gives credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City! River City next!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the con goods, cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the knockins and the pickins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can figure, you can talk. You can bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 talk. Bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the Model T. Ford made the trouble, made the people want to go. Want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can figure. You can talk, you can figure. You can talk, 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 talk. Bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit made the trouble. You need to put the crackers in a package. You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch cut plug charmed by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pay on the tears.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
Hill?
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 Hill? Hill?
Hill!
No!
Just a minute.
Never heard any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory?
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing, he's just a bang beat, bell ringing, big hog, great go, neck or nothing, rip burn, every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Help, what's his line? What's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what? He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums and the big brass bass. And the piccolo uniforms too, with a shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe running down.
Well, I don't know much about band, but I do know he can't make a living sound big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there Jew's heart.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers, and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City! We're cross state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes, illegal in this state.
Alright, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him in my life, but I know this much. He's given every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out the city limits on a rail. You think that's funny? Wait till it happens to you. The hair never grows back.
Why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and instruction books and uniforms, he has to guarantee them kids how to play.
Well?
And form them kids into a band with himself as the leader.
And what's so wrong with that?
He don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. He can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble-rigger. When I do, I'll squeal on him so loud.
You're mad, Charlie. Sure like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Won't be on this trip. Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't try to sell them neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
Provided you are contrary.
Good morning, Mayor Shin. Children, say good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Shin.
Oh, it is. If you want to go round in your drawers all day.
And there I was in Madison Hospital, and nobody come to see me. Cousin Will never come. Aunt Bertha never come.
But your Aunt Bertha's dead.
She wouldn't come anyway.
We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so by Joe's stubborn we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirts and a bag to go with it. If your girl should happen to die.
So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us, even though we may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to give Iowa, Iowa, Dubuque, Des Moines, Davenport, Marshalltown, Mason City, Keokuk, Hayes, Clear Lake. Ought to give Iowa a try.
I'm interested in acquiring a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
Well then, I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who ain't late as usual.
Well, hey, Gregory!
Marcellus?
What's some gun one? Greg, what are you doing here? Why'd you let me know you was coming?
Well, I didn't know I was myself. Besides, you were a pretty big slicker back in the day. How could I know you'd end up in a tank town like this?
Wow. Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Paulmeyer. What's his name?
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So what's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
Well, I was.
Well, what happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now, give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your rep unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian, female.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. So how are you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance. And then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
Well, River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys band. You remember. Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the billiard parlor's just got a new pool table put in.
They've never had a pool table here before?
No. Only billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Mars. And don't forget, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Are you Mr. Dunlop?
Yes, I am.
Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a builder, certainly mighty proud to say, oh, he's mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate a horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try and give an ironclad leap to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a balk-line game. I say that any adult can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth the first big steps on the road to the depths of the dégradé. Say first it's a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listen to some big out-of-town Jasper here to tell him about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. To see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan's hatch, make your blood boil? Well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets on the table, pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away, said your young men will be frittering. Frittering away, they're noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled to the screen door patch to the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water drinks are caught with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Folks, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbocker shirt-tailed young ones peeking in the pool hall window after dark. That's trouble. Right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. No, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around that hall? We've been trying out Bevel, trying out Cubebs, trying out tailor-made like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the army, liberty men, scarlet women, ragtime, shameless music that'll drag your son, your daughter with the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria! Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble! Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
Capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We've surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble, 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 trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's Whiz Bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversations? Words like swell. And so's your old man. If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
Capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We've surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Remember the man. Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule! Trouble. We got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 number balls, the devil's tool.
Devil's tool!
Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, we got trouble here. We got big, big trouble.
With the T. We're rhyming with P. That stands for pool. Did you drop your handkerchief?
No.
Didn't I meet you back in...
No.
You know, I'll only be in town for a short while, and...
That you, daughter?
Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute.
Hello, Mama. Hello, dear.
That's fine. Do you know your exercises?
Yes, sir.
We don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
Yes, it was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh? Who?
Well, I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
Well, he tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. No, don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So don't already me a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get any faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted, Mama.
What, dear?
You'll find in Balzac.
Excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library is entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the other highfalutin creeds.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
The suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Now, Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common masher? No, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to this blend of Paul Bunyan, St. Pat, Noah Webster. You've concocted for yourself out of your Irish imagination. You are with stubbornness in your library full of books.
that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, you may.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that a way to walk into the house?
Hello.
That won't do it all. I'll have a kiss from my boy. The lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it very much if you'd come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We all know about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you. Amaryllis.
Amaryllis. Oh no, he's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much anymore.
Not even to you and your mother?
No. We all have to be a bit patient.
Well, I'm patient. Even though he never talks to me, but I do him. Every night, I say goodnight to him on the evening star. And you have to do it the very moment you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, now there, darling, don't cry. You have lots of time. And if not Winthrop, there's going to be someone else.
No. Then I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece now?
Yes, you may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know. For the time being, just say, goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
True love can be a whisper
sure we're all grateful for my wife, Eulalie McKickney Shin, for leading in the opening singing, and to J.C. Squires for his fine stereotypation slides, and to Ethel Toffelmeyer, our great player piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Citizians to the 4th of July exercises, set up in the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium to count the weather. 467. The school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The school board will not be presenting a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose? Instead, the Bluebird girls will present a spectacle, my wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKickney Shin, will take the leading part.
Bluebirds always obey the law of the campfire, which is to seek beauty,
give service, pursue knowledge, be trustworthy, hold on to health,
and above all, be happy. I will now recite the popular poem, America, My Hometown. Whenever I look about this great nation, I never cease to frown. For wherever I seem to land and settle, I call America my hometown. From golden shores and shining cities of the west. Shut! I've been shot! Shot me!
Who set off that cracker?
I know who did it. Tommy Gilas did it. Tommy Gilas did it.
Yes, it was Tommy Gilas.
Tommy Gilas? I wouldn't be leaving if I was you.
Mission will recover. No thanks to a certain ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. 4 and... The Payne's fireworks spectacle. Last days of Pompey I will take place, provided the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out in Madison Picnic Park, across the creek from the pest house.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, Ewart. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
Oh, come
You wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
See, it's predicting the weather.
Just a minute here, let's have order! Order.
It looks like the number 8's late again tonight.
I make early.
Oh, she's late, all right.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
My watch is perfectly good.
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All in the world that I said was that...
Never mind. 4 score.
Yeah.
Now just a minute here.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercise?
We don't want any more exercises so we get this pool table matter settled.
That's right.
Let's protect our children. Resist any corruption.
Yeah.
Smite the devil and keep our young boys pure.
We have to keep the children
The
safe.
pool table would be devastating.
Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can do with this trouble, friends, with waving my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize a River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how could any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, think, my friends, what a handful of troublers did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, a band to do, my friends. I mean, a boys' band, do you hear me? I mean, River City's gotta have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have a boys' band. Sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll hear the shimmer of cymbals, and the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets, ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin, the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones cut the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpanis and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the route. Double-bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannons in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
76 trombones in the counterpoint, 110 cornets blazed away. To the rhythm of march, 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 all the kids began to march, and their marching still rang today.
This calls for emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people get so excited since tonight Frank Koch and Strangler Duet.
Poor Frank
Lay on the
Koch,
mat
Strangler.
for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle.
They were on his back for hours and hours.
Never mind. I want his credentials. Grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up Mrs. Chin.
Thanks, Professor. Gotta make an example of him. Ringleader, you know? What he does, the gang does.
Gilly Klein, let me go. You wild kid, you hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers out of town. You wild kid, you tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday. I wasn't either tagging. Don't you contradict me. We was just walking together, Julie Clyde. I know what she's doing. My little Gracie Senior. Now you are going to stay away from my oldest girl, or you will hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you about this band Monday morning, 10 o'clock sharp, over at City Hall. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough and he's got the gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
Oh, I'm not talking about playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
Oh, I nearly had that a couple of times.
You did? You're my man. Do you ever realize nobody has invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? No place to hang the music.
Julie Clyde, wonder where I can get some wire.
Look in your cellar, that's where people keep wire. Oh, and Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, miss, what's your name?
Zanita. I didn't have any idea you were beckoning to me. Yeah.
Do you know Tommy Giles?
Well,
Tommy, escort the young lady home.
Only excepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. Yeah.
Then escort the young lady by way of the library, by way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
Yeah, I have to.
Yes, sir.
God!
You're a pretty bright young fella, Professor, but you made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
Well, you see, the first thing, the mayor owns the billiard parlor and the new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
Oh, you see Sunita over there? Yeah, that's the mayor's oldest daughter.
Oh, just a minute, Professor Hill, but we'd like to have your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates?
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
No, make him put up a bond.
What am I hearing? You say ice cream.
Ice cream. But I don't sing it.
Oh,
That's
right. Talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow. Ice cream. See, singing is only sustained to talking. Now you. Ice cream. Now you, sir. Now you, sir. Ice cream. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Why, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
How can there be
any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
You know, I've got some wonderful caramels over the hotel if you'd
Mr.
like to.
Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they offer a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05.
Even if that were to be true, does that give you any right to follow me on the street wherever I go?
Now, Miss
And
Mary.
another thing, Mr. Hill. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it's only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there that may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Now, Miss Marion, I hardly...
Why, Gregory?
Hey, Marcellus, and don't call me Greg.
So, how'd you make out with that music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, did you cuss off tonight. For a minute, I even thought you knew something about leading a band.
Yeah.
Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in Joplin.
Yeah. Kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? Well, it used to only take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Well, it still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Greg. You haven't had a uniform.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? Well, Greg, you don't know one note from another.
Mars. I have a revolutionary new method called the Think System, where we don't bother with notes.
Yeah, but Greg, in 4 weeks, those people will want to hear music. You'll have to lead a band.
Yes, but when the uniforms arrive, they'll forget everything else. At least, long enough for me to collect and leave. This is a refined operation, son. I've got it timed down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand, the last train out of town. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Say, gonna line yourself up a little canoodling?
Well,
I can set you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl. She teaches Sunday school.
Sunday school. No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever... Listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, breathless, blushing baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, do young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you see. Wah! I flinch, I shy. When the lass with the delicate hair goes by, I smile, I grin. When a gal with a touch of sin walks in, I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl's for me.
Agog. Oh, the coffee! Everyone's so excited about the... I'm Ethel Toffler, the piano
Lovely to meet you,
Oh,
Ethel.
and this is Mrs. Squires. And Mrs.
Lovely
Hicks.
to meet you.
And Mrs. Britt. And of course, you met Eulalie McKechnie, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie? Oh, I could not say. No, I could not say. Oh, no, I could not say at this time. My husband wished to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, part of my plans include a committee on the dance and... Mrs. Shin, your foot, the way you raised it just now.
Oh, well, I have a bunion that
Oh,
bothers
what grace! What natural flow of rhythm, what expression of line and movement.
Professor
You
Hill.
must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' auxiliary for the classic dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yes,
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, speaks Del Sol. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
You lately recognition.
Well, that is dancing.
Then you accept?
Why, yes, indeed.
Thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Peru, I believe? After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 chip. That's her. Her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books.
Chaucer. Rabelais. And the worst thing, of course, I should tell you because I'll tell. The man looked on my street, let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say. Show off. Gave the town a library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen coming and going from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures.
With a guilty guarantee.
There was a golden glint in her eye.
And a silver voice with a counterfeit ring.
Just melt her down and you'll reveal
a lump of lead as cold as steel.
Here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer,
Rabelais,
Balzac.
Here, sir. We need your credentials.
Yes. Well, I have just what you want up in my hotel room. Give me a second. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going to leave you now.
It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking
You were
about?
probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. You know, I'll only be in town a short while, and the sadder, but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
Well, I have.
Well, then what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Mary. Look. Mary. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No.
Madam Librarian. What can I say, my dear? To catch your ear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire! The volunteer host brigadesman had to whisper the news to Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumble and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Rian. Madam Librarian. In the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight, and the fellow could know that his darling had heard every word of his song. With the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Madam Librarian. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long lost cause I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. Any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Mary. Ladies Dancing meets Tuesday nights. Marshmallow, Madam Librarian. Well, Tom, you've had a pretty good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. Tell you what, it's almost noon. Why don't you go home and grab some dinner and I'll try a few by myself.
Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Oh, why, no, Martian. I collect doorbells. This particular specimen has an unusual...
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this country. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been down City Hall with your references?
Why, I just missed you, Mr. Mayor, and I... Oh, no.
What?
Your hand. That spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
Oh, it is? What does that mean?
It means your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good? It means America has at last produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How could I get my hands on one of
I'm here,
those
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Just think I could have missed this hole. I haven't got any son. You unscrupulous, flew by night to unfabulous you. Be down City Hall with your papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was the Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize that you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George. Not that he'd ever really be great, you understand,
Oh,
but...
is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Clark. Oh, Mendez. Oh, Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No. That clinches it. Sign here, Mrs. True. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine, that'll be $7 earnest money. Nothing more due until the first installment payable at the opening of band practice. And, of course, I need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son. Of course, his uniform. And there won't be a penny due till delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine, at no cost whatsoever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Certainly, my boy, a wide stripe on each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day even to us. And if you do get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'll take you for a hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, mavernine-pinching, terrace-old minstrel-singing Irishman. Big up and be jabbers. Where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it. Where'd you say again?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Why, yes, gold medal class of lot 5. How to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Of course, Peru. I thought the name sounded familiar. You know, I've tried to see you since the other night, but I haven't had a chance.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Your husband musical? I should like to have a talk with him. I'm sure we
You
could
burst into
figure...
everyone's home like this? Prying into their personal affairs? We're not interested.
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
Boy's father's dead. Anything else?
Well, I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't figure out why his father was taken away from him. Would you care to explain that to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. So, as for you and your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man selling gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Now, Miss Mary, musical tricks, I would hardly call... You know, I get the feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious perhaps, but I admire that woman. Now, just keep me alive, I'll be back later in the week.
One moment, Professor. About the boy's measurements. I make all his clothes. Waist 18, sleeve 21, crouch 14.
Fine, that's all I need. Now I must get back to the hotel.
Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
Don't worry about it. I'm sure at heart she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, would approve.
Has he gone yet?
He has. And I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, conservation class of what 5? Now, darling.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man that comes to town. The fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Oh, Mama! Winthrop! Winthrop, I know you're out there. Winthrop, will you please go to the library and ask Mrs. Grubb to give you the book I set aside? It's the Indiana State Education Journal 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
I've written it all down here. You won't have to say a word. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I think this education journal will poke some large holes in the professor's claim.
Well, I give up. If you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you think is going to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Greiner, who backs into me in the ancient history section every time he comes to the library.
He does.
Or at Damage, that buggy of his, with the removable back seat. I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either.
Zanita, hey, Zanita.
Tommy, Mama and Papa are right there at the bank. Guys!
All right then, meet me after supper.
I can't. It's at Worth League night. Meet you where?
The footbridge.
See, isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumber yard and now the footbridge? And where will we meet you after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? God!
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
My music holder for a marching piccolo player. It still has a couple of minor flaws. See, you keep it tight enough to hold the music steady, you cut off circulation, and you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Mama and Papa.
Is that the very first thing I said, or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I will eat hay with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credential, I said. Morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of being at home.
George,
School board is singing up streets and down alleys instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is boodling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen off so far I can't even find the balance sheet.
Mayerson, I have found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Dairy Conservatory, class of about 5.
Yes, but if you'll read a bit about
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming out from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon? A likely story at this time of day? Nonsense.
It's gonna be the band instruments.
The band instruments?
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
In March I got a gray mac and dog.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa.
Took me a bathtub.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down. Is it a pre-approved surprise or COT? Or tissues? Or it could be. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now. Just for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I got some salmon from Seattle last September.
And I expected no rocking chair. I hope I get my reasons from Fresno.
The DA sent a cannon for the courthouse square.
Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait to be. It could be something for someone who is but it could be something special just for me.
Oh, you Wells Fargo wagon, keep on coming. Oh, you Wells Fargo wagon, keep on coming. Oh, you Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make the stop until you stop for me.
It's the band instrument.
Here's your cornet, Winthrop.
Cornet. Gee, thanks, Professor.
Gather round, kids. Men, you will each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets and get acquainted with your instrument, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da. Oh, sister, is this the most scrumptious, solid gold thing thing you've ever seen. I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as the scrumptious solid gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some rootin' tootin' out of them horns in a pretty short order, or I'll see you in the grand jury over at the county seat. Miss Miriam, about that book.
Come, George, Tempest Fugits.
You watch your physology. Get along if you want to. I've got to get something from the librarian about that.
The ladies' dance company meets Tuesday nights. Would you care to join us?
Now, gentlemen, if you're ready. And ladies, remember, always keep your face to the audience. All right, Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise. It's you in my cup.
It's you all the way to town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up.
And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams till one
is saner, or truer, or plainer than it's you. It's you.
Smile, girl, smile.
Yes, it's you.
Oh, yes, it's you.
Out of my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
If you think you can hold these kids back, you go ahead.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new steps Professor Hill taught us.
Well, all right then. What'll it be?
The Shapoopy.
Now a new kiss on the very first date is usually an ussy, and a woman new kiss the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman new wait till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shapoopy, 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 shapoopy.
The girl who's hard to get.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can't win her yet.
Walk her once just to raise the curtain, then you walk around twice and you make for certain. Once more in the flower garden, she'll never get sore if you beg her pardon.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Squeeze her once when she is, and looking if you get squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pep for upper, she'll never get sore on her way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do.
Now little old Sal's no gal as anyone could see. Look at her now, she's a go gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she is, and looking if you get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pep for upper, she'll never get sore on her way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
The girl who's hard to get.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. Attaboy, Mox!
shapoopy, the buildings are together. Shapoopy, 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 but you can win the yes. You can win the yes. Shapoopy!
Take your hands off my daughter!
Mr. Shin, Your Honor, your daughter and I have been going steady behind your back.
Why?
You! Well, we'd rather do it in front of your back.
Do what?
Never mind. Zanita's scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you, Geely Clyde.
I ever catch you touching my daughter, I will horsewhip you till you're black and blue.
Papa, please.
Not one poop out you, madam. Now get out this public building.
I got as much right in a public building as anybody.
Right? How are you getting right here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of this spellbinding simple salesman? You know what I've seen written all over you? Reformed school. Now get out! Get out throughout Kenya!
Papa, please. It's Capulets like you that make blood in the marketplace, you guys.
You watch your physology, young lady. Go home. You lady,
George,
you tend to your dance.
My dance?
All handles Anita, taking up with kids from the wrong side of town. Well, you can't. By the way, thanks for nothing. I've read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now, and I did not find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
I will settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl.
All right. But in the meantime, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town. You'll be waiting in line to shake his hand after our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members who have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they get from tripping over their beards. I'll tell you something, my fine young feathered. My feathered young, never mind. Oliver, JC, Ewart, Olin. I want this man's references, and I want them tonight. Don't let him out your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Do you mean you want us to get his credentials?
Hey, Oliver. Get his credentials or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in the well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably, and I think it was really wonderful for you to come to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Oh, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? Coward dies 1,000 deaths, brave man only 500. Unfortunately, of course, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor. Now, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but I couldn't think of asking you to do that.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I would be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys.
Well, I'm sure it's fine, but you see, the thing is he never touches it. Well, the first week or so, he made a few experimental, blats, I guess you would say.
Yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da.
But he never touches his cornet.
Well, you see,
He told me you said it wasn't necessary.
Well...
He told me about this think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor Hill, this
Miss
is
Mary, the think system is a revolutionary new method. I'll admit, so is Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus's conception of the egg, globe, and Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I can't discuss these things in public, but if you allow me to call, why, when may I call?
Why any night this week?
Miss Maroon! Miss Maroon! He's trying to just start your floor. You had a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of purest gold. Here, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess, moving floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes. Now unfold, heart of gold. Here, where a woman's heart should be. The professor told us to read those books, and we simply adored them all. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac. Chip 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 chip. Pick out a taco chip.
Sorry, Professor, but we have our orders.
We all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. Now let's see. I've tried to give you fellows my references and credentials all week. You seem to get off the subject somehow. Now, I have just what you want up in my hotel room. Give me a second.
Sorry, afraid we'll have to go along with you.
Yes? Well, let's see if I have my key. What's this? A testimonial from Madame Rini, the only female bassoon player ever to have appeared on the Red Path circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lyda Rose Quackenbush.
I see that.
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Lyda Rose. Same as the old song. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion I'll pop the question. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lyda Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fun. Lyda Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose.
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of love's end, and fly with me. I love you.
yourself. Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
Mom.
Now, nothing. The next time he comes to call, you see him alone, and if you haven't the gumption to tell him how you feel.
Tell him?
There's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint.
Mama!
Winthrop, where have you been? Fishing.
With Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
And look, I still have some worms left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I can say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, Rome. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home, sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I can say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face.
Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana.
Not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, Rome. But
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana,
my home sweet
I'll be back in a minute. I have to go show Amarillo my live frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. What?
Oh, I'll do the dishes, Mama.
Don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
The shins live around here somewhere.
Shins live on Easttown. This is Westtown.
Criminy. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about a fellow Hill from the boys' band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. That swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I've got to see Shin. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Sure wish it was 20. I'd love to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
My name's Charlie Cowell. I'm an anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of this traveling fraternity from that swindler.
But Mr. Cowell, you're making a huge mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fella's been the raspberry seed, my wisdom tooth for just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me. He is not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through him. He's no more professor than him.
Oh, but I know all about that. Band leaders are always calling themselves professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director in his scholastic.
Now, just a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but that's...
But nothing, girly girl. The man's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
You'll just listen to me for a minute, Mr. Cowell.
I'd like to. I'd like to more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on that train. And I gotta leave this dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make it to the transit depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've gotta leave word, and I see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know you, and
I need more time anyway.
as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something quite different.
He's a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal. What am I doing? I missed that train, I'll be fired. And I gotta leave word about that fellow Hill.
Well, leave word with me.
Not in your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. Now, there's your train. Now run for it.
You double-dealing little. Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. He's taking it from every one of them. That's 102 counties, not counting the little piano teacher that Huey coaches up to keep their mouth shut. Neither one of you have heard the last of me, girly girl.
Ding dong ding. At the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marion. Light a rose now, everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fun. Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
Marion, who are you talking to just a moment? Why, Professor Hill?
Mrs. Peru, top of the evening. Miss Marion.
You two come up and said, I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything by it.
Now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting your invitation for anything but academic enlightenment. The think system. I've been by your house at times to try to explain it to you, but there's always been people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the other ladies.
I'm glad. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time.
You wouldn't?
No, ma'am. Well, evidently it's not a convenient night. I'll see you at the social later.
Professor Hill, is it really true that you've had 100 Well, what I'm trying to say is
Yes.
Is it really true that you've developed a think system?
A what? A think system? Yes. It's really quite simple. As simple as whistling. Nobody has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You only have to think of a tune and it comes out clearly here. Now, just try this before you ask any questions.
I'll take your word for it.
Can we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
Well, I dare say you've met dozens, even hundreds.
Well, I do.
Have they all been as fascinated as I've been with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady thought of the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few refinements, but
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Don't let me keep you, Professor. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose that's referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me with an assured job so that Mother Winthrop and I can have some security. Now, surely you don't believe
Of course. And that's exactly what I'm saying. But why do you think people start these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness? Jealousy? Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly, and jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, well, nothing about you personally, just generally.
What have you heard generally?
Well, just that, of course, it stands to no reason that disappointment and jealousy, well, I mean, take you, for instance, your attention to customers, and well, teachers might be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say that if another salesman, or just somebody, were jealous, well, they could be all downright lies, couldn't it be?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Of course.
And that just proves that you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? Oh, I mean, if you discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You sit, your knees bend and all?
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit in a large hollow log over the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I have to dress for the sociable
Then
and
meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Not tonight. Maybe some other time. Tomorrow, maybe?
My dear librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
So would I.
Footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I would meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and saints be praised. It works.
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
Greg, the uniforms have arrived. They're already in them. The kids, if they show up to sociable, those people are going to be screaming for music.
Yeah?
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to keep the kids together at least, pretend to hold a practice over the lumberyard.
All right, Mars, get the rig.
I got it.
Well, what time does the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Well, listen, Greg. You want to turtle wordle around here and get yourself caught up in a bunny trap, you go ahead.
Don't worry, Mars. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late?
She said in 15 minutes.
Well, I meant that you were about, well, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fellow.
Well, if you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the only one to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been selling you something?
No, but you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving you anything.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful, and that's why I came. Please, don't be afraid that I expect too much more. Because one can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. And I know that there have been many ports of call, and there are going to be many, many more. That doesn't give me any reason to be ungrateful for what you will have left behind for me.
Mary, There's a lot of things you don't know about me. Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. What now?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
You nuts. I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. Besides, I had to keep her off balance now, didn't I?
Yeah, but she's so far off balance now you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown, I've come up the ranks on this skirmish. I'm not resigning without my commission.
Yeah, but Greg, you can't get anywhere out here on the footbridge.
There's a place near Madison Park by the Sociable. Makes this footbridge look like an old lady's home. Now beat it. Get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You're about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Right. Well, we don't have to get into that just now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately, but she did when you first came.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory, gold middle class of 05. Harold, there never was a Gary Conservatory.
Why, there certainly was.
Because the town wasn't even built until '06. I'll see you at the social.
You knew the whole time.
Well, I knew since July 7th. 3 days after you came. I tore this out of the Indiana State Education Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all of my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you? Why, you little... What do you know? While 110 cornets played the air, and I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I oomped up and down the square.
Good night, someone. Good night, my love.
While 110 cornets played the air.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
What 10 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone. Good night.
Hey, Greg! Greg, this guy's crazy and he's going all over town, spilling everything.
I'll say I'm crazy. I missed my train, probably lost my job when I got you now, Hill. You'd be in the clink right now if it hadn't been for that piano teacher. I tell her all about you, and what she do? Lollygags me around so I couldn't get the shit. Little man-hungry, dried-up ducks.
Get out of here, I'll kill you, you dirty mouth.
Bully, you big blow. I'll stay in this town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory.
Here's most of your stuff, Greg. The ring's in the alley. Come on, hurry up.
Listen to this man.
You gullible green grass goats. Can't you get it through your heads that you're being swindled out of your eye and teeth? This minute, there's a burglar in the bedroom while you're filling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's been in your wallet, mister. In yours, madam. In yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment he came into this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band. There never was any band. And there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
What are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
After him. And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him.
Take the money with you.
I've been looking all over for
Harold,
you.
I've been looking for Winthrop. He's run away. Harold, you have to go. They're even talking about tar and
I
feathers.
had to see you, Marion.
It's all right. Don't you know that? It's all right. You don't owe me a word. Now go, please.
Greg! He's not over here. Let's try down by the creek.
Winthrop!
Now, just a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Leave me go.
Until I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You would tell the truth anyway.
Would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you eat a band?
No.
Are you a big fat liar?
Yes.
Or are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Well, I'm leaving
Oh,
you
wow,
to
you
be
wanted the
quiet.
truth, didn't you? Now you're just, I'm figuring you're gonna sit here and get it all out, so you might as well quit wiggling. Now there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, the other thing isn't your business now that I think of it.
Why would you never come to River City?
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sir, you believe him?
I believe every word he ever said. I know what he promised. And it all happened just like he said. The lights, the flags, the colors, the symbols.
Where was all that?
The way every kid around town walked all summer. Looked and acted. Especially you. The parents too. Does Mom wish she never came to River City?
You do, don't you?
No, we don't, Winthrop. Now go, please, Harold.
Go on, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go with her.
Why not?
The first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all. Till there was you.
Greg, they're here, Greg. We gotta go, Greg. That way. That way. Come on, Greg. That way. That way.
Which is why I interrupted the program at this point. Rest assured, this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this point. Yes. And always remember, fellow River Citizens, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening. Yes.
What have we done to get our money back? That professor collected nearly $300 in uniforms just tonight.
That's right.
And we haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
He's slippery, I told you.
I haven't seen any uniforms or my boys since after supper.
He's a kidnapper.
7 years ago. Ah, yes! Virtue has triumphed! The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold's hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who have been melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say to them nay.
Well, I think there ought to be some of you who can forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip on the shoulder arrogance. long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Well, do you remember it? Will you? Surely there ought to be some of you who are grateful for what he has brought to the city. If so, I should think you would want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there is a person in this auditorium who does not believe this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let them stand up. Go ahead. Lizzie, sit down. Sit down. And the rest of you, standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you people forgotten how you bought expensive band uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you people forgotten the clear understanding that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, tell me, where is the band? Where is the band? Halt! Company turn. Company face. Company march. Company halt.
All right. Think, men. Think.
That's my barn! That's my barn!
Eddie! That's Eddie's drum!
Miss Peru, that's
Okay, so we're going to end with thanking people. First is Jacqueline.
I'm here to thank Emma, who helped with all of the kids, helped watch us, helped keep us from not being loud while we were backstage.
We'd also like to invite up Mrs. Maloli and Mrs. Zylstra for making us look absolutely wonderful on the stage, both in choreography and in costume, and all their hard hours they put into the show.
Mr. Malafite and Mrs. Horton onto stage, and we just thank you for putting so much time and effort into making our pit and all of our music sound so amazing.
Organized like everything for us, and we'd like to thank everyone else who has been a part of this musical, in like the parents and whoever did the sets, all the makeup people, pit people, and just everyone who has done anything for the show. So thank you guys so much.
Finally, we would like to thank our director, Marilee Marsman. She can come up here. Then Lauren, who's somewhere over here. She can also come on stage. And assistant director. Finally, the wonderful Mrs. Adama for doing everything music related.
I get the exceptional privilege of honoring some very special people here tonight. First of all, I do want to just thank you so much. If you're from the class of '93, thank you for getting up here, for singing with us. We just really appreciate the legacy that you've left to these guys, Calvin, and so thank you for being here tonight. And also, my seniors, if you guys could take a quick step forward for me. Come on up, don't be shy. So we just want to take a minute and recognize this wonderful group of young people. Some of them, this is a first show for them. Some of them have been 9 shows from 8th grade on. So just another thank you so much to all that you have contributed over the past years, this year, to this production, to CDS. We will greatly miss you. Yeah, we love you and we wish you God's best and whatever comes next for you. So give them a hand, please. For coming out here and supporting us tonight. We wish you all a great evening and a safe journey home. Have a great night.